This time, I'm sorting out my dust extraction. Hi, I'm Chris, and welcome back to the workshop. So this is my dust extraction setup that I installed probably about 10 years ago at the time I had a table saw. It basically comprises the Woodstar extractor. Got a 4-inch 100mm hose, and then I made up this arrangement here using some 100mm pipe to give me a main takeoff for the table saw over here, and then an ancillary takeoff which at the time came up to a tool up on the workbench here. Now, after one too many occasions when I tried to remove an appendage from my body, my wife said that table saw's got to go, and so reluctantly it was sold maybe about 5 years ago. Since then I bought a Festool track saw, by no means as flexible or as capable, but still a pretty decent saw. And so I thought, how can I set up the dust extraction for that? So I rigged up this adapter on the top. I already had a blast gate down here to close off that leg, and I connected up this so-called flexible hose. So the idea was I'd use this plastic corrugated tubing. You can already see it's not that flexible. I've got a 3D printed adapter which allowed me to connect it to the back of the track saw, and it works. Once you've locked it on, it works, but this, well, as you can see, it's already popped off. This is just nowhere near flexible enough. Now, I didn't have it dragging along the floor. I actually routed it up the side of the wall, along the roof, and then had it hanging down. You may have seen it like that in earlier videos, but it really didn't work very effectively, and not surprisingly really when you consider the length of the tubing. So the pressure drop by the time you're at the saw end of the tubing just meant the extraction was really poor. So I've put up with it for a few years, but now I've got a little bit of time, I thought I'd do something a little better. So what's the plan then? Well, I'm going to disconnect everything, take it off the wall here, move the extractor and locate it underneath the right hand part of my bench here. So it's much closer to where my typical cutting position is on my MFT style top. I might see also if I can reuse this piping adapter, because it is handy, because it converts from the 100mm down here into a takeoff point up here. Now, I think it's going to be too tall, but we'll see. Thinking that I can sneak it in down the back here once I've cleared that space, and then I can sort out the power supply, everything to the extractor itself. So let's make a start. First of all, I'll need to clear that space. Well, it's starting to look a little bit better already. Not sure yet what I'm going to do with all this. And there's still a pile behind here. That's a bit better. Well, after a lot more sorting, I've got much more control over my scrap wood storage. And even more for the burn pile and the recycling. Is there a medical term for excessive scrap wood storage? You can see I've not emptied it for a while. So I think the next thing is to get this ducting off the top. That'll make it much easier to get it outside and empty. There we go. Now clearly it fits under here, but it's not going to be particularly easy to take it in and out, especially with the hose running through towards the back. So I think I've got two options. One is just to have it with the outlet facing this way, and then use an adapter and bring the hose straight out here, which might be the simplest. But it's still a little bit of a faff to get it in and out. The other is to maybe get some longer flexible hose to run it up through the back and then use my little arrangement of piping. But one thought I've had is whether it's worth adapting the frame of the workbench so that I could remove a section here and put this on a small wheeled platform, so it's then easy to pull in and out. Need some reinforcement, maybe some blocks behind here. You can bolt it up every time you need to take it in and out, which is not that often, but so I'm going to have a think about that. But clearly there's plenty of space to work with. I'm also thinking, and I'm thinking out loud here, maybe some sound insulation in here will also keep any stray dust to a confined area and cut the noise down. So I'm going to go away, have some lunch, have a think, and then we'll carry on. Okay, so before I go too far, I thought it was probably worth doing a couple of short tests. So what I've done is I've rigged everything up pretty much exactly as I had it down in the corner of the workshop. So I've got a new filter bag around the filter. Extractor's all been cleaned out, all the piping's been cleaned out. I've got the piping arrangement exactly as it was over there. Ignore the blast gate, that's just to close off the tap on the main pipe. The only change I've made is I've shortened this tubing, probably taken about 4 to 5 meters out of the overall length. So it's now about 2.7 or so meters, probably typical length that you'd get if you bought a standard Festool dust extraction hose. I know you can get them longer, but that's more or less the standard. Got it connected up to the saw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the vac on and then see whether I can get any sense of the amount of suction here at the saw. Used to have a bit of masking tape over here to block off the aperture there. I've taken that off just for now, and we'll put some tape on that in a minute. Okay, so I'll switch the extractor on. Well, it's not very scientific, but I can feel quite a significant pull over that area. Slightly less down where the blade is. So I'm going to put some fresh tape on here, probably some insulation tape for now. I might treat myself to a 3D printed insert, which will really help close off that aperture. But for now, as I say, I'll put some insulation tape on. Okay, so I've got the tape on. Let's see what the difference is. Well, as you'd expect, there's again, it's only a feel, but it feels significantly better suction down here. So I'm going to do a couple of test cuts and let's have a look at how much dust we actually pull up. Okay, I've got a couple of scrap pieces of chipboard, always good for generating plenty of dust. So I'm just going to slice off a little bit at the end and see how much dust is left. Okay, well, you can see there's certainly quite a bit of dust flowing up here. Quite a bit on the workbench. But I think the test will be to have a look what's inside the extractor. So there's obviously a fine coat on the filter bag. There's a good few handfuls in the bottom, so that says to me that we're getting a reasonable amount of suction. I can compare it to what I had before. Scientifically, no, but gut feel, it just feels like I'm getting more in the bin here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, at least in the short term, is I'm going to see if I can take this whole piping arrangement out and just connect the flexible hose with the adapter straight into either this hose or, if necessary, a replacement. So do without that. I'm not going to fit that behind the workbench as I initially had planned to do, because I'm not going to be using it in the short term, and this will give me the opportunity to really try this setup just with a simple extractor straight through to the hose and straight to the saw. So I think that's the next step. I'll take all this out. I don't know whether that adapter will fit in this piping, but we'll try that. Might be able to rig up a solution and then perhaps focus on just using it for a little bit, see how well it works, decide, you know, is this tubing worth persevering with? Should I treat myself to one of those Festool hoses that you can get on Temu or Banggood for a lot less than you pay for a true Festool hose? I don't know. So I think let's try it and use it and see what happens. Okay, so I've managed to fit everything together into the end of the 4-inch flexible hose. So I think we're cooking on gas. Let's give it a go. Right, this time I think I'll put the extension up. If you've not seen how I did this, take a look at the video. There'll be a link in the description, probably a card somewhere up at the top here. Right, I'll get my 2 pieces of scrap. Only putting this up just to see if it catches the dust, and that way we can see, you know, get a better idea of actually how much comes off. So if anybody's wondering about this, this is a 3D printed adapter. I think I got it off eBay quite a few years ago. So it's designed to fit the Festool connection port here. Slides on. It's a little bit stiff. Slides on and then rotates around and locks on. And the guy made it, obviously that end's a standard size, and then he did a variety of internal diameters into which you could put your pipe in. So it's interesting, you get a lot more dust and chips when you cut in a very thin strip, so perhaps I've been a little bit unfair to it. So let me clear up and I'll try a couple of more reasonable cuts. Okay, so I've cleared up all the dust and scraps, so we've got a fresh workspace. Let's see how we go. I'm going to cut off about 1 inch, 30 millimeters or so. So extractor on. If I just brush up, you know, not very much at all. Hopefully you can see that. So that is an awful lot better. I know you won't know what it was like before, but that's an awful lot better. Well, there you go. I think it's a definite improvement to the previous setup. For one thing, it's freed off a lot of space. I think I'll class it as phase 1. I've got a number of ideas, perhaps I'll do in a subsequent video. So yeah, I think I will treat myself to a decent 3D printed insert there. In terms of powering the extractor on and off, at the moment I've just got it through this socket here. I might get myself one of those remote controls so it makes it easier to switch it on and off. In terms of the hose, I think it's workable. It's not brilliant. It hasn't got the flexibility of a proper Festool type hose, so I may investigate that a little bit more. But for now, you know, there's a reasonable level of movement, and I think just with the test cuts I've done already, I think it's usable. So I'll class this as a halfway house, if you like. It's easy enough to take the hose off, and then I can just shove it all away underneath there, and the place is reasonably tidy. There's one more improvement. Oh yes, so I think definitely I'll look at a low-level platform on some casters, which will make it easier to pull the bin out for when I need to empty it. That's not going to be for a while, so there's no rush on that. Anyway, it's been a bit of a different video because I've been thinking as I go along, rather than having a solution that's stayed the same from beginning to end. I hope you found it interesting, followed my somewhat chaotic thought processes, but in the end I think I've got to a situation which in the short term is a big improvement and means I can start to get on with a couple of long-standing projects, one of which will be the caddy for the drill press, which I really want to get back in action now. So if you like this sort of video, if you want to see more garage workshop videos, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I've treated myself to a new bandsaw, so we'll be doing a review on that at some point in the future. So lots more to come. I do appreciate you watching, and thanks very much. I shall hopefully see you on the next one. Cheers.